Whether you keep them in your home or love to see them in theirs, these are the creatures that bring us all together.
Reptiles. We're going to be delving into the experiences of reptile lovers from around the block and around the world. This is the Reptile Talk Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is Jeremy Turgeon from Brass Man Reptiles.
And I'm Rob, and I'm Creeping It Real. If you're watching on the YouTube right now, we are lit. Not like lit, but we're like well lit. There's some lighting going on right now.
There is.
We look
and
mint.
And Rob's pretty happy about it.
I'm pumped about it. I'm wearing
I mean, me too.
This striped shirt that I got for $1 at like a secondhand store, and I'm just like, I'm feeling it right now, man.
Oh man,
feeling it.
Well, it's been a few weeks, guys, since we've done an episode, and we're sorry. So there's a lot of stuff that's been going on. First of all, if you don't already know, Rob works a lot. Yeah. He also has a job outside of Nerd. So that makes sometimes recording a little challenging, especially when we're trying to have guests, because his window of time is very minimal.
The most challenging thing.
Yeah. So we've been trying to go back and forth with a few different people, and scheduling has been a big issue. So, and then, he needs to also sleep. So he's not just.
I hate that. I really hate that. If I didn't have to sleep, I could get so many more things done.
Yeah. But so that's what's kind of been going on. Also now is within the last few weeks, I'm preparing to move. I'm leaving New Hampshire in 9 days because this day's pretty much over.
It's over.
So 9 days. So that is also kind of putting a hindrance on some stuff because I'm running around like a crazy person. Trying to get my own stuff done in preparation for that move. So thank you for bearing with us as we've taken our small hiatus. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for checking us out on YouTube. If you've missed previous episodes, you can super chat us here on YouTube, and we'll highlight your comments and talk about whatever you're throwing in the comment section in the super dupers over there. So please go ahead and do that if you feel so inclined. We would greatly appreciate it. It helps get us McDonald's after we're done with these episodes.
Moving fun, but yeah, I think we're probably going to get McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's might happen. And then the extra 50 cents we have, it goes to my moving fund.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up the updates for what's going on. If you missed if you don't follow me on Facebook, I posted a while back a big list of people that I wanted to have on the podcast and asked for some people's input.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of amazing input from so many wonderful people about different guests to have on. So if I haven't contacted really anybody on that list
I started talking to people at Daytona for a couple people who I wanted to have on. So.
Yeah, I mentioned it to a couple of other people too, like John Lehman from Morph Market, the owner of Morph Market. So we're gonna get him on, and
Brent from Venom Life.
And I will say this because he agreed to do it. Well, yes, Brian Barczyk, but also Phil Goss will join us.
This is going to be a regular thing.
Yeah, so, Phil Goss will join us at least every other month, every other month.
So we can give you guys an update of what's going on with USARK. We think it's really important that USARK gets a spotlight, so we're trying to make it a regular thing where you can come to our podcast, get an update with what's currently going on with USARK, and then it'll serve as an archive too. So as things are changing, as things are developing, people who are going back and listening through our episodes, they can get an update and see how things have changed and how USARK has helped and affected.
Exactly. And it'll likely be a shorter episode, just an extra episode during the week. So you'll get our once a week full hour-long podcast. And then we'll try to throw another one in there. It's just like a half an hour or something with Phil, just kind of as an update, especially as, like we're in the middle of sessions right now. So there's not really any new updates happening as far as North Carolina outside what was sent out in the alert, I think like a week and a half ago. So stuff like that. So we're gonna bring Phil on at least every other month. I talked with him about that, and he was all for it. So stay tuned for that because that will be great. I'm hoping we can probably start that next month in September.
Hell yeah.
So boom, that is that, and I think that
super pumped
is enough updating of stuff. for now.
Of just like
Of
general
just general
house
things. Yeah, some
things
house
that are
cleaning.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like I said, we've been going balls to the wall the last couple weeks and just really not like anatomy to the wall, but like ball pythons have been pressed to the wall because Jeremy's been hatching out some really cool ball pythons recently.
Yeah, I got some cool stuff floating around.
So wait, where do you want to start? Do you want to talk about Daytona? Do you want to talk about the breeding season? Where do you want to start? Because like we got some stuff.
We do have some stuff. I want to talk about Daytona
I want
for
to talk
this
about
for this
Daytona
episode
too.
because it's fresh. It's fresh in our brains.
Yeah.
So if you guys who are checking this out on YouTube want to do us a huge favor, go ahead and share this video. We would certainly appreciate it, and smash that like button. And throw some comments here in the live chat. There's a bunch of people in here. What's up to everybody?
Andy.
And again, feel free to super chat if you would so choose. I'm throwing it out there just because you know. Hey, Mac Lorenzo is in the house. Hey, what's going on, dude? Let's get this up here. Kablam! Stoked to have caught you guys live. Love what you do. You coming to the Reptarium for the anniversary chill session in September? It's going to be lit.
Jeremy's gonna be moving.
Yeah,
right?
so I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to make that. What are the Mac? You don't have to super chat again, but if you just throw in the comments what the day is for that, I'll try to do that. I certainly enjoy bugging Barcheck as much as I can.
I haven't even been to the Reptarium yet, so I really need to do that.
Yeah. Okay, so Daytona,
dude, I needed that so bad.
So when was the last time you were at Daytona, Rob?
2009.
And the last time I was there was
a different lifetime ago. So it is currently 2021. 2009.
Yeah, the last time I was there was 2014.
12 years ago.
Rob's realizing how much of his life has gone by without a Daytona
man.
show.
It has gone.
Yeah, so the last time I was there was 2014. So it's not been that long, but it's been long enough to miss some good old Daytona hangs.
To put things into perspective of how long it's been since I went to Daytona, the last time that I was at Daytona, Brian Barcheck was vending, and I have a picture of Brian Barcheck there with no tattoos. Keith McPeak was vending. Mark Kirkpatrick was vending, but he was also vending this year too. Matt Jablonski was vending then. Cryptic Reptiles was vending then, and they had some crazy stuff on their table. Tracy Barker from VPI was vending, and I got to hang out and talk with her a little bit about blood pythons, which was like really cool. So my friends from kingsnake.com, like Cindy Steinley, she was there, and I was like, what, college age? Geez, 12 years ago. So I'm 32, so I was 20 years old when that happened. Holy moly. It's been a minute. And you know what? A lot of my life has changed since then. But as soon as I got to the area, I was like, oh my God, the water park's right here, and the hotel, and this and that. And like, I knew where everything was. So it felt like it's been forever, but it also felt like it was a snapshot. I blinked and it was boom, and I'm back.
And the next thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The last time I was there, I was vending with my friends Debbie and Ross from Jungle Jewels Reptiles, and yeah, Debbie has since passed away. But it was a very different experience because then I was helping them vend. This time I got to just run around like a kid in a candy shop. Which is way better. Like, absolutely.
For the people who are listening, I know a lot of people have aspirations of vending, especially vending at a big expo like that. And, maybe do it once just to experience it. But man, I had so much more fun just running around and talking to people about snakes and running and looking at these snakes and looking at those turtles and looking at these frogs and then heading over there and going over here and oh crap, it's lunchtime. I'm gonna go get lunch and then I'm gonna come
I can
back.
do that. Yeah,
I can do that because I don't have to be strapped to a table.
Yeah.
So I mean that part of the Reptile Expos is so much more satisfying in my opinion. But
yeah.
Granted, I didn't make any money while I was there, but I had such a great time just getting to talk to people and meet people who listen to the podcast or people who see the Nerd YouTube channel or stuff like that. We had a lot of people who came up to us and were like, "Hey, man, I love the podcast."
Yeah, we love the podcast,
awesome.
and that means that means the world to us, man. And I have to also say, like, a massive thank you to everybody who's just continued to listen to episodes of the podcast. Well, especially while we've taken our hiatus, because the numbers hadn't changed much.
Yeah.
all as far as the number of downloads and stuff. It's been rocking, and we can't do it without you guys. Yeah, I mean we can, but it's less interesting.
It'd be so boring.
Yeah, it's much more interesting with you guys involved. So thank you. But yeah, man, it was really cool to meet so many wonderful people. There's a lot. So Rob, knows a lot of people, and
Oh my goodness.
he knows like a lot of people, and a lot of people that he's known for a while I don't know, or have maybe like met once in passing. And so it was really cool to finally meet some of these people and hang out with some of these people, and actually put the face to the screen name, or just the whatever.
Yeah.
So that was really cool for me. It was also great. I like joking around and just having fun.
Man, we
so
had
there were
some
plenty
pranks.
plenty of jokes.
There was some jokes going on at Daytona.
Bob Vu licked my ear.
Ooh, and I licked Bob Vu. We have pictures. We have evidence.
There are pictures. It really happened. It was great to see Eugene Bissett again.
Oh my goodness, dude! Like that was so crazy. Like a lot of younger people might not know who Eugene Bissett is, but for people who are a little bit, have been around a little bit longer or plugged in, it was so cool to see Eugene out and see him again and get a chance to talk to him a little bit, and then also to see his talk, because he talked at the they had like a symposium basically on Saturday night after the expo, and he did a talk on USARK Florida right after Phil Goss did a talk on USARK. And I actually recorded it, so I've got it on my phone, and I'll have to see if I can send it to Jeremy and if we can upload it onto your channel so people can watch it.
That'd be awesome,
because it was very very plugged in. It it was lots of great words shared.
Eugene is a wonderful human being just overall, and is very forward thinking. It's always like listening to him talk, even when we went to go visit him when we were down there, he really is always thinking of the next steps and what the future is. So I unfortunately missed that talk, but I'm happy that you were able to record some of it. So yeah, it was great to see him. It's always great to see Phil Goss. We got to talk with Phil, obviously. So that was really cool. We're gonna forget how many people we saw and met. It was certainly fun to see Lucas and Isabella and Maria Mar and Isaac. There were some pranks there. There were some visual pranks. Oh yeah.
Let's just say I like to party.
Yeah, Rob likes to party. The debauchery happened. Yeah, man, it was great. It was great to see some people that we've had on the podcast.
Dude, so many people that we've had on the podcast were there. It was
Matt
great.
Bowers.
Matt Bowers was
awesome.
there.
Dennis McNamara, Trace Harden.
Yep. Yeah. We had Nick Bottini there.
Yep, Nick Bottini. Man, it was awesome to get a chat with Nick for a little while, man. Steve Tillis. It was great to see Steve and some of the awesome stuff that he's got going on over there, because he is absolutely crushed.
Dude, this year season. For him, if you are looking for Borneos, you should hit him up, because he's got some crazy Borneos this year.
Absolutely, and it's funny because when he was like, "Man, I've never had a season like this. It's so crazy what this season has been like," and blah blah blah. And I'm over here like, man, I remember watching videos of Steve on YouTube as a kid, like in his teens, like pumping out like zebra carpets and stuff like that, when zebras were still like big money. And I'm like, I wish one day I could have that. And and it looks like our wonderful friend Savannah is in the house.
Damn,
it was so awesome to see Savannah.
Dude, I wish I had
crew.
a little bit more time to hang out and go up to Gatorland and hang out with
me
Savannah,
too.
because we got to see her for just a little bit of time, and then listening to her talk alligators with a couple people there, and then some people who are breeding alligators. I was just like, I want to be a fly on the wall when that goes down. Oh my goodness, I love it. And like, as soon as Savannah walked in the door, there was somebody who was like a huge fan of hers who came up to us and was like, "Oh my God, and then their parents were like, "Can we get a picture with you?" Like, so, oh my god, and they were so pumped, and they had just picked up a gecko, I think, and man, it was just so awesome to see, because like so many people look up to Savannah. So when you see like all these people who are just like excited to see her, it got me all excited. I mean, I was already excited to see her, but like seeing all these people who are like enjoy her vlogs, or there was like a family that came up to her like while we were sitting there talking, and they were just like, "Oh, our daughters, they love watching your videos," and it's so exciting to me to see young people getting excited for like
absolutely
for like Savannah. It was awesome. It was so cool.
Savannah, you rock.
Yes.
That's all I have to say. You just rock.
Yeah.
Like I don't think like if you've never met Savannah, I have to say, if you've never met Savannah,
I pity the fool.
I pity the fool who ain't met no Savannah. No, there's few people that I've met in my life, regardless of where I'm at, reptile related or music related, that when you see them, they have an energy that just exudes from them,
an aura, like
and
this, like
yeah,
vibrational energy that comes off of her. I love it,
and it's not just the hat.
No, it's not just the hat. It's not just the hat.
But when I'm like walking to go meet Savannah so we can get her in, and I was like, it's Savannah. It's just like I saw her far away and was already like, yes, this is just awesome. Everything is just awesome. I'm reliving being almost eaten by saltwater crocodiles. I'm having a great time.
Yes, dude, it's just so awesome.
It was absolutely awesome. Yeah, it's the hat. Oh my gosh, no, so that was super cool. It was super cool to hang with Ryan Gradney and Julia from Primitive Predators. That's right, Rob Ballantyne was there, and I didn't take a photo with him.
Yeah, I got a picture with both him and Jessica.
Well, I didn't.
Well, Jeremy, dude, it's crazy because I was trying to get pictures with as many people as possible, because I always feel like when I go to these things, I hang out and I talk with people, and I'm like, oh man, I want to post a picture like hanging out with them, and I love these people, and then I'm like, I did not take any pictures with them.
It's crazy because it's like you're like living in the moment,
yes,
and trying to be like, oh man, I want to remember these moments, and then you're like, they've walked away and doing whatever they're doing. You're like, shit, we didn't take a photo. And
dude, I try to be the person who like snaps little candids when people are talking and when people are doing things like Justin Smith from the Herpeticulture Culture podcast. He was talking with a local news anchor, and she had never touched snakes before.
Yes.
So I got a couple pictures of him like holding a bredli, and her touching it and holding it and stuff. And I was just like, man, that's so awesome. But I love catching little snippets like that where people are just like in the moment, just enjoying themselves. And
absolutely.
And then when I'm in the moment doing things, I'm like, I gotta take a
it's done. It's done. Yeah. People, Savannah says, people are scared to take photos with you guys because you're big time. Not even.
Wow. I did have a couple people who were like, hey, Rob, and I'm like, yeah, what's up? And they're like, hi. And I'm like, what's up? Do you want to take a picture with me? And they're like, are you serious? We can take a picture together. I'm like, get over here. Let's take a picture together. Let's do it. And then I'm like, hey, you want a pair of wristbands? I got Education
Dude, Rob
Nation
was
wristbands.
slinging out
Yeah.
wristbands.
They say Reptile Keeper on one side and then Education Nation on the other. And then I got ones that say Creeping It Real and then also Reptile Keeper on the other side. And so I was just handing those out because I bought too many of them at Tinley. So I've got a lot of them. But I love it gives people a little in to talk to people, because you ever see someone who's wearing a wristband that says Reptile Keeper on it out in public, you can be like, hey, you got reptiles? What kind of reptiles do you got? And, opens up some cool conversations.
Hey, Savannah says I'm rocking these wristbands until they fall off.
Yeah. I have a bunch more, Savannah, so I might have to send you some more. So if you get any kids who are like super, super into reptiles or stuff, you can give them some as like a little gift, because I like to do that when I do the tours. If I don't have any like the nerd ones on hand, I'll just be like, hey, you really enjoyed your tour, you had a great time with the reptiles, here, take one of my wristbands, and just hand it to them. And the kids like lose their mind. They're like, oh my god, I'm gonna wear this thing forever.
Absolutely.
They get so excited. So I like to do that. So that's why that's part of the reason why I've got so many of them. And I almost always have a few of them on my wrist just so I can give some to some kids.
It's true. He always does have many wristbands.
Right now I don't, because I actually have been giving them away.
I was gonna say because you almost have none left.
No, I still have a bunch left. I got like 4 bags of each left. I ordered 1,000 of them because it was cheaper to order 1,000 than to order 250 of them. Yeah.
Math.
Hey, man.
math and things.
Hey, I had a great time.
It was a really freaking awesome. Who else was there?
Nick Bottini was there from Cold Blooded
Mhm.
Earth. Mark Kirkpatrick was there from Bloodborne
Yep.
Reptiles. April Justine was there.
April Justine,
she's
it was
been on the
great to
podcast.
meet April.
I was like, meet her. I just hung out with her recently. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh wait, no.
Yeah.
I went to
Dominique
Memphis and hung out with her.
DeFalco.
Dominique DeFalco,
was there.
boom! The Modern Medusa podcast.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Casey Cannon was there.
Casey Cannon
I gave
hanging out.
Casey a lot of crap. He was I was just joking with him because obviously he breeds breadline and stuff, and I kept seeing him hold breadline behind the table, and like people were touching it. I would just like walk past the table and yell like, Casey, what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. Put that thing back before somebody gets hurt.
Oh no. Alan Both was there.
Alan Both was
Hanging
there.
out. That was awesome. He's been on the podcast before.
Absolutely.
We had John Dragna was there. I need to get him on the podcast because
Absolutely,
I love
dude.
him. He's
Yes.
like a monitor guru, man.
Craig Trumbauer was there.
Oh my goodness. Can we
And-
talk about Craig Trumbauer for a moment?
Yeah, dude, he had some stuff on his
Dude,
table
he
too.
had some fire on his table. And Lee Abbott was
Lee
there,
Abbott-
bro.
Listen,
So
I've
we're
never
gonna be-
wanted to make so many poor corn snake related decisions
We're
in my
gonna be
life.
buying some corn snakes shortly. Lee Abbott had some amazing, and he's like got his own line of Okatee corn snakes, and they're like exactly what I like in Okatees.
They are amazing.
So me and Jeremy are gonna be making some
Some poor choices.
investment decisions.
Some or poor choices.
or poor choices. One or the other. I don't know. But I was very close to buying one of his Okatees while I was down there.
Yeah.
And who else? Trace Harden, Bob Vu, Eric Kohler, Jason Balin was there. Richard Albano was
Yep.
there.
Andy Middleton was there.
Andy Middleton was there hanging out.
Jacob Bratz, Billy Hunt.
Yep.
all those guys.
Billy Hunt, dude. I'm gonna mess up the name of his business. Ubuwami. I don't. I always mess it up. Uwambi. I'm sorry, dude. I always mess it up. I can never get it straight. I always just am like it's Ubu. And you know what? Me and Billy talked a bunch this weekend, and I felt great about it. And I still cannot get the business right. It's
boom,
terrible.
boom.
That's on me, man. I'm sorry.
boom,
I'm really
Reptiles.
sorry,
Uh,
dude. But yeah, we hung out a little bit. There was Puget Sound Pythons.
yes.
Jeff and Kendra were
Yes,
there.
it was great to meet them.
Hanging out with them. That was
Absolutely.
awesome. Bryce Anderson was there. He's a field herper, dude. That was so cool getting to meet him.
Yeah.
I was super pumped about
Who
that.
else?
Who else was there,
There's,
Jeremy?
Josh Roberts was there. It was
Yep.
cool to see Josh after
see
a
his
while.
enclosures and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep. There was a
Who else?
lot. There
Who
was
else,
a lot.
Jeremy?
You're saying it like there's somebody that I'm really missing. Rob Christian was there.
Adeline Robinson was there.
Adeline was there. That's right.
She had some awesome art on her table. She was hanging out, and we were hanging out and partying and everything. It was cool.
Absolutely. Let's see. Greg's Reptile Studio is here. What's up, dude? My favorite duo, Daytona, looked awesome. Did Matt Bowers play Bop by the pool? That's the most important thing right now. He'll
No,
know.
he didn't. But
He did not.
I feel like he could have asked me. I had my speaker with me, and I was playing some slow jams and stuff.
I feel like we might have gotten gypped because he didn't play that by the pool.
Oh damn! Wait! Adeline is going to Gatorland.
Spent the day
Dude,
over there.
yes,
That's awesome.
Yes.
Adeline is wonderful.
Yes, I am so glad that the two of you hooked up because Adeline is amazing,
She's awesome.
and Savannah, your energy with her, I just like yes, all of the positivity. Like I'm so about it.
Absolutely.
So about it.
Absolutely. Let's see. Mickey Meyer was there.
Yep. Show
me snakes and
Yep.
stuff. Tristan from Gecko Junkie was there. It was great
Ooh, hell
to see,
yeah.
chat with him a little
Oh
bit.
my goodness, dude! Can we just talk about those enclosures over at
Yeah,
Gecko
we were kinda
Junkies?
geeking about-
I was definitely
Geeking about
like,
those.
I recorded a lot of videos just like looking at those enclosures and seeing the dynamics and how they work and everything. And I was like, man, I really like these enclosures.
In reality, Rob just wanted to see his reflection in that.
No, not at all. I don't like that at all. I do like their enclosures though. So I have a strong feeling that some of those are going to be making their way into my reptile room at some point.
Absolutely. Let's see who else. Who else? Oh, Alex
Ryan Rumbley
was there. Ryan Rumbley was there. Alex Concepcion,
Yep.
OTW
Hell
Exotics
yeah,
was
hell
there,
yeah.
or OTW Reptiles. That was great to meet him.
Ali Paz was there.
Yep. Who else? There's a lot of people.
There was a lot of people.
Sorry if we've missed you
I
so
know
far.
there's people I'm gonna miss.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, Ryan McVeigh from VivTech.
Ryan
was
McVeigh,
there.
that's right. It was great to hang out with him. Dave Kaufman was there.
Dave
It's
Kaufman
always
was
fun
there.
to see Dave Kaufman. I have a really
from Venom Life. Yeah.
I have a really funny still of Dave Kaufman.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm afraid to know.
Yeah, I'll post it on my story later. Oh my gosh.
See who else I've got pictures with.
Got pictures of?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Yeah, there was quite a few people. Brock Wagner and Winston were there. There's a lot of great ball python breeders. Yeah, there was a lot of just great people overall that were there.
Do you think Greg Graziani was there, dude?
Okay, wait. Okay, so let's talk about Greg Graziani. So I met Greg when I was there 6 years ago, and it was cool. We spoke briefly, like nothing too crazy, but I didn't see him this year. And you were telling me that you talked to him. I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm so bummed that I missed him. And then you showed me the picture that you guys took together, and he looks so different than he did 6 years ago. Like he lost a lot of weight, and he wasn't like a heavy set guy, like at all. But he was just kind of like filled out. And that photo, holy crap! I was like, there's no way that's Greg Graziani, and it definitely was.
So I saw him talking to Savannah from Gatorland, and I was like, man, that guy looks familiar. And I was like, kind of just standing there listening for a second, and I was like, dude, I think that's Greg Graziani. And then I like turned and looked at him, and I was like, that doesn't really look. Oh my good, it is him. And I'm just sitting there like geeking out, just like standing there like, oh my god, listening to Savannah hanging out and talking with Greg Graziani about alligators, and I was like, this is so cool. This is amazing.
And if you don't know the name Greg Graziani, then you haven't been doing reptiles long enough. That's all I'm saying.
Right at the end of the weekend on Sunday, Savvy showed up too.
Yes.
I really wish that we had more time to hang out with her. And
I know that would have been
able
awesome
to meet up with Ryan as well. But next year we're definitely going to be hanging out. This year I literally flew in on Friday, and then I left on Sunday. That is not enough time. That is not enough time. So next year I will probably be
staying
doing
for a month,
Thursday to Tuesday, Thursday to Monday, something like that.
Absolutely.
Just so I have a little bit more time, so I can go to the beach a little bit more.
Oh yeah,
hit the hot tub a little bit more.
Some midnight ocean dips.
Okay, listen. So here's the deal.
You have to tell this story because I heard this story 1,000 times as he was talking to people about it, because it was so awesome.
It is a crazy story, and one that will live in infamy. So this is one that I'm going to tell it on the podcast so that I don't have to tell it to every single person that I talk to.
Yeah, and you can tell them to go listen to the podcast.
Like, hey, listen to the podcast. So on Saturday night after the USARK auction, which they raised $117,000,
which is amazing.
$117,000 for USARK was raised that night. Amazing, absolutely amazing. The auction was ending it was supposed to end, I think, at 11, but it didn't end up ending until like 11:30, 11:45.
Yeah, it went
something
a little
like
late.
that.
Yeah.
Went almost to midnight. But the pool hot tub closed at 11.
11, yeah.
So at 10:45, I was like, I'm sorry, everyone. I need to go. Jump in the hot tub, because I have this like love for hot tubs, and I never get to be around hot tubs. And this pool had a nice hot tub. So I was like, I need to go jump in the hot tub for 10 minutes. I don't care if it's for 5 minutes. I need to go jump in it right now. So like ran back to the room, changed real quick, got in my bathing suit, ran to the hot tub, hopped in the hot tub until the employees came in. They're like, you got to get out of here. And I was like, okay, I will get out of here. And so I got out of the hot tub and I went to the gazebo where the guys from the Herpeticulture magazine, Herpeticulture podcast were hanging out. And then April Justine was hanging out there. Dominic DeFalco was hanging out there. Adeline hang out for a little bit. And everyone who's hanging out there talking, I think Jason Balin was there too. Everyone's hanging out and talking. And I'm like, man, the weather is it's amazing right now.
It was beautiful
outside.
Like, it really
not
was
cold. There was a little breeze, so it was like warm, but you catch this like nice, cool not cold, but like a cool breeze. And we're hanging out there. We're just talking. Everybody's hanging out. Everybody's having a good time. And it's getting close to like almost midnight. It's like 11:45. And it actually probably was midnight. And for the whole hour that I'm standing there, from the time that I got out of the hot tub until the time that like right around midnight, I was like, man, I want to go jump in the ocean right now. Like on Friday when I got there, I checked into the hotel with you.
Yep.
Or we went to the expo, hung around the expo for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
checked into the hotel. As soon as I checked in the hotel, I was like, I'm going to go jump in the ocean. So, because I don't go swimming in the ocean. I don't do that. I like to look in tidal pools. I never, ever, ever in my life was like, I need to go swim in the ocean. This is literally just like out of the blue. So we checked into the hotel. I look at the ocean. I'm like, man, from our hotel room, you got perfect view of the ocean.
It really was a
like,
gorgeous view.
I am going to go jump in the ocean right now. So I was like, boom, run down on Friday, jump in the ocean, swim a little bit, come out. So back to Saturday night, I'm talking about, man, I really want to go jump in the ocean right now. The weather's perfect. It's got like a mostly full moon. Everything is just telling me, go jump in the ocean, go jump in the ocean. And most people are hanging out there like, dude, you keep talking about, just go do it.
Just do it. Just go do it, dude.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And like after an hour of talking about it, so it's getting close to midnight. I was like, I'm going to do it. Fuck it. I'm going to do it. And so I just like leave my bag up there. Or no, I grab my bag with me and I run down and, I am passing the fountain. So like the stairs go down to this big fountain and there's like a grassy area. And then there's a sidewalk with a banister. And then there's stairs that go down to the beach to go onto the ocean. So I'm running down the stairs to get down to the little landing before the fountain. And there's a couple people hanging out. So like sitting down in like not in the fountain, but right next to it. And I hear Matt Bowers go, Rob. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, where are you running to? And I was like, I'm feeling going swimming in the ocean right now. I don't know why. Like there's no reason, but it's got to happen right now. And he's like, are you serious? And I was like, I'm dead serious. I am going right now into the ocean. I'm going to go swim in the ocean right now. And he's like, I've been waiting for something to happen. This is what I've been waiting for. He's like, I'm coming with you. And I was like, hell yeah. So we go down onto the beach. And we're getting there, and like there's a couple of people who said they wanted to come with us, and we're like, okay, you guys are like, so we waited them for a minute, and we're like, you know what, fuck it, we're getting in.
Yeah, we're going. Just go.
I took out my backpack. He took his fanny pack, put it in there. He's wearing this like this romper, this like tuxedo romper, and he's like, trying to wiggle out of it, but his muscles are too big because he's muscular.
Fucking built. Yeah,
he's built, and so he's like, you help me. So I like helped him pull out, and he's like, I don't even have a bathing suit. I'm just going in my underwear right now. So he's like ready to go. I'm ready to go. I fucking take my shirt off. I'm like, okay, let's go do it. So we just run out into the ocean and we just like get in there. And like at first we go like up to like our waist and we're like, ooh, it's a little cold. And then we get in there and we're like, this is amazing. And we're just sitting there like vibing, man. Me and him are just like having an amazing time, like just chilling, swimming, just like we didn't go super deep. We went like probably up to our chest, but we just like went in there and we're like, man, this is just amazing. Like how like blessed are we right now that we're able to like just spend some time. This water's so warm right now and the moon looks amazing. We're looking at this hotel and there's a couple people hanging out and they're like talking or whatever, like with us in the water and everything. And so we spent like maybe an hour in the water swimming, dude, just like hanging out.
You were gone
talking.
For a little bit.
It was about an hour. We were out there and we're just swimming and just fucking having a good time. And after the hour, we're like, okay, man, maybe we should go in and start. It's like getting close to 1 o'clock. We should probably, people are going to start to wind down now and like go to bed and blah, blah, blah. And so we're just like, we got out, we're like drying off and walking back up to the gazebo where everybody's hanging out at. And we're just like, man, this was like perfect. We need to do this like every year. This is like just so amazing. Like, dude, I don't know how to describe how just like awesome it is. And so me and him are just like, yeah, we're fucking vibing. And we get up to the gazebo and KJ looks at us and he's like, why are you guys wet? And we're like, well, we just like jumped in the ocean. We just swam in the ocean, dude. It was amazing. The moon is full and we're like, the water was so warm. It was great. And we're just like hanging out. And KJ's like, are you guys dumb? Or like, do you guys know that there are bull sharks in there, right? And we're like, what? And he's like, I see 10-foot bull sharks on this strip of beach all the time. And bull sharks are like one of the few species of sharks that like looks at people and is like, yeah, I'll take a bite out of that. I'll take a bite out of that. Why not? And he's like, yeah, I see like 14-foot hammerheads and like I see sharks up and down this beach all the time. And me and Matt look at each other and we're like,
well,
wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Maybe we shouldn't have just done that. And we're like, hey, at least we didn't die. And then we were like, Man, if we had gotten bitten by some sharks just then, they would have had the Daytona Bowers and Creeping at Real Memorial.
No,
every
dude,
year at
I was
Daytona.
calling it Robin Romper.
The Robin
The
Romper
Robin Romper
Memorial every year at Daytona. There is definitely an alternate timeline where both of us died by shark attack that night. But
Yeah.
dude, we had and KJ's like, dude, if you guys, when you wake up in the morning, if you guys stay at the hotel, when you wake up in the morning, if you wake up close to sunrise, just scan the shoreline. Those bull sharks come like knee deep in the water. You'll see their dorsal fin just cruising up and down
Which
the beach.
is so ridiculous,
And I'm like,
man.
what? Oh my god! Because like the beaches in New England are so cold. If you go in the water, you spend 10 seconds in the water, and then you're like, I gotta get out because it's just so cold. But the water was so warm there, and the moon was perfect, and there was like no waves. We're just hanging out and just having a good time. Oh my goodness, it was just like such a trip. KJ's like, dude, I've caught 10-foot bull sharks like just a little bit down this beach. Like, no joke. Don't do that again. And we're like, damn
Well,
it.
yeah. Thanks, KJ. You just ruined our fun.
Dude, I had a blast. I will tell you
Amazing.
what. It was such a great time. I was just like, man, it was amazing. It was amazing. Dude, that was the high, because like people were like, man, what was like the thing that stuck out to you most about like your trip to Daytona Reptile Expo? And I'm like, me and Matt Bowers went swimming at midnight and avoided getting eaten by bull sharks. I don't know if it gets any cooler than that. They're like, yeah, but did you see the Borneo Eros monitor? I'm like, Borneo, shut up. We went swimming at
and didn't die.
midnight. At midnight. It was pitch black. I jumped in the freaking ocean and went up to my chest in the ocean. I don't do that. Dude, they were like, yeah, but like, did you see Craig Trumbauer was there? Did you see Eugene Bissett? I was like, yeah, that was cool, but I jumped in the ocean and I did not get eaten by a bull shark.
Oh boy.
I was so geeked out, man. I was just like so pumped. I was so pumped, and it was just so funny because everyone who was standing there listening to KJ was like, "Oh, we didn't think about that."
Yeah,
we
didn't. We forgot about the sharks.
We forgot about the sharks, and I
Yeah.
guess Daytona Beach has a pretty high incidence of shark bite as far as like beaches around the United States go. So, hey man,
That could have ended poorly,
hey, man,
but it didn't. Thank God.
I had a great time. That was just
Yeah.
like, so amazing. I don't know how to put into words, but that was just like, it was so perfect. Like, shout out to Peach State Pythons Matt Bowers, because man,
It was awesome.
I was like probably the highlight of my trip.
Hell
I had
yeah,
such a good time.
dude. Matt's one of those people too. He's just like an overall very positive human being, which also makes any sort of interaction with him wonderful.
Yes, I want to go with him to Gatorland because his energy and Savannah's
Oh,
energy,
dude, that would be
and my
awesome.
energy and your energy just like
That would be
stacked
awesome.
on top of each other.
Hell
All of us
yeah,
just geeking out about reptiles. Oh my goodness.
that would be freaking awesome.
Oh man. Whew. I'm amped up. I'm sweating right now just thinking
Yeah?
about it, dude. I'm so excited.
So one of the things that stood out to me about this show was 6 years ago when I was out there, it was very much a ball python show.
Yeah.
There was maybe 5 tables in the entire show that had stuff that wasn't ball pythons. This show was very different. There were certainly ball python guys there all over the place, but diversity was everywhere. We were talking and Steve Tillis and I were talking how like there's a lot of blood pythons at the show overall, which was pretty interesting. And we were kind of talking about how it's interesting that golden eyes are now like deli cup
for real
snakes, and usually if you've been in the industry any period of time and you do the reptile shows, usually like the stuff in the deli cups is like your corn snakes or like a normal ball python or a pastel ball python or very small colubrids and stuff like that. Usually blood pythons end up like in a display case. They golden eyes many years ago were like a high dollar value blood python, and now I mean they still go for a little bit of money, but it's not something that you expect to see in a deli cup on multiple tables, so that was kind of like, whoa, what's going on? And Steve was talking about how he's like, yeah, I'm kind of happy I didn't go the goldeneye route with my blood projects because it seems like they're just popping up everywhere.
Well, one of the things about the goldeneye project that like a lot of people didn't talk about is that the goldeneye is actually like a lot of morph projects. When people talk about morph projects, like I think like the spider ball basically came from like one animal. It came
Mhm.
from one specific animal. They bred that out, bred it to other animals, bred it to other animals, bred it to other animals.
Yeah.
Goldeneye, they found like dozens of
Multiple.
golden
Yeah.
eyes in the wild. So lots of people have golden eyes that are unrelated or like probably pretty unrelated to each other.
Mhm.
And one person's line of golden eye is not going to be the same as another
Somebody
person's
else's,
golden
right.
eye. They because of the skin trade over in Southeast Asia where the blood pythons are collected, they have found lots of golden eyes over there, like way more than a lot of the other morphs. Because like not as many batiks, but there
Mhm.
still have been a couple different lines of batiks, but lots of golden eyes. There's been a couple albinos. The teen egg albinos seem to pop up or have been popping up more over there than some of the other ones.
Mhm.
But the there, I'm trying to think of some of the other morphs that would be out there. Ivories do not pop up. Matrixes do not pop up.
Mhm.
But golden eyes, I've seen multiple posts of people in Indonesia who are like, "Hey, look at this blood python that we found," and it's a golden eye.
Oh.
Yep, yep. Or like the T positive albino Borneos. There's like a certain
Mhm.
locality, I guess, that has a high
Where they
incidence
pop
of
up.
T positive albinos because there's been multiple different albinos found in Southeast Asia or in Borneo where they're found. Been interesting.
Bam. Look at that. Let's see what else. Well, we talked about Lee Abbott's corn snakes.
Mm,
Those things were pretty freaking ridiculous.
yes,
The pinks.
dude.
The
You can't
pinks.
capture it in picture or video either. It's
Exactly. When we were
such a
talking about
shame.
his lighting. Were you there when we were talking about his
Yeah,
lighting?
he had
He was like
iguana lights from
92.
1992.
Yeah. He's like, these are the same lights,
Same exact
man.
lights. He's like, as soon as I'm done with the show, I pull them out, I wrap them up in the thing, and I put them in a cushioned box, and they sit there until the next expo.
Yeah.
He's like, I had them in the Twin Tower expos, and
Which is
back in
like the
day.
origin of the Daytona show now. And I mean, those snakes looked amazing.
They looked great. Yeah.
Like, man, I'm amazed I didn't buy any of those corn snakes.
Me too.
Yeah, I made a couple purchases.
Oh, Jeremy, what'd you get?
I wasn't supposed to get anything.
You got some things?
Yeah, I got a couple things. So I ended up picking up, which I knew I was going to do, male Macklot's python from Dennis McNamara,
Hey.
which I knew was going to happen for the 2 females that I just recently got in from Billy Hunt.
Hey.
So that was great. And then thanks to KJ, I went to go visit Jason Balin, who, if you don't know who Jason Balin is, you should check that out. Morelia god. He had some really nice jungles on the table.
He did.
And
I'm glad you got that because that means that I didn't have to buy it.
Yeah, I had a couple of people hitting me up and they're like, "Man, I'm so happy and so mad that you got that snake." And I'm like, "Yeah." So KJ was like, "Did you see that striped jungle that's on Balin's table?" And I was like, "No, I kind of just kept breezing by because I knew if I stared at stuff, I don't want to buy something." So I wasn't trying to really look at anything. And Balin in recent years hasn't done much with jungle stuff. He's really been like a coastal guy.
Coastals, yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, you got to check out this jungle," and he's like talking about the lineage and all this stuff, and I'm like, that should be a pretty nice snake. It was a pretty nice snake. Yeah. So I ended up picking that up after staring at it for a little bit, and I was like, all right, dude, how much is this gonna cost me? And he gave me a number that I felt comfortable with.
So you actually got a really good deal on it.
Yeah, I was actually pretty comfortable with that number. So yeah, so I ended up getting that snake. I'm super happy with it. So those 2 animals are down in North Carolina with Lenny, because I was like, I'm not going to have them shipped all the way up here just to put them back in a box in a week and a half to bring them back down there. So they're at Lenny's, which is great. So I already got snakes down there. If I was not moving, I would have bought a lot of snakes.
Oh, you would have bought so much.
That's
so much.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I would have probably maxed out a credit card.
Jeez.
Because, dude, okay, colubrids were abundant at this show. In
Yeah,
particular,
there was actually a lot of call. So here's the deal. Oh no, I don't want to cut you. Finish your story.
okay.
And I'll say my horrible blunder that happened to me at
Oh
Daytona.
no. So colubrids are everywhere. Anybody who's followed my recent stuff knows that I've been kind of like going colubrid crazy. Got the Mex, the Cal Kings, the corn snakes, and all that stuff. So Lee Abbott had hands down some of the best looking red factor or coral corn snakes, and Travis Whistler had some really cool stuff on his table too, and there are a few other people that had some really nice corns. So I probably would have gotten a handful of corn snakes, but let me tell you about some Cal Kings.
Oh my
Bro,
goodness. Yeah.
the Cal Kings that were present at that show, it was pretty freaking ridiculous. That's all I have to say. I was dumbfounded. A lot of high white stuff, some like really nice classic 50-50 bandits,
dude.
the desert
there
phase.
Were so many 50-50, and they were like the white,
like
paper white.
Yeah,
and
with
black.
With the black. I was astonished. Those wide stripe Cal Kings, those were really freaking cool. They were. I found it. I forgot what table it was at, but there was some really nice scissors crossing Cal Kings. Those are the ones that are all black with a single white stripe down the back. Those were very, very nice, and some really just awesome high white, just overall high white Cal Kings were really present at the show. And for me, that's what kind of gets me going on the Cal Kings is the high white project. I didn't, ironically enough, I didn't see a lot of morphs of Cal Kings. It was just
albinos.
A lot of the high white.
Albinos.
Yeah, there were a lot of albinos, but like there weren't many like lavenders or the chocolate or the hyperxanthic. You saw some chocolate stuff? I didn't see any chocolate stuff. But the high whites were just like out in force, and I was like, oh, it's my weakness. So luckily, thanks to this move, I didn't buy any.
Hey, I'm proud of you. I mean, you did buy a Maclots.
I still bought a couple. Yeah, but okay. But the Maclots I knew was going to happen because I got those two girls. The carpet pipe. Look, I see you looking at me, Rob. I see it in the camera there. I knew that was going to happen already, and I told Dennis, I was like, I don't know how many males you have, so I need to get one now before you sell it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sitting on these girls, which I guess wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But the jungle carpet was totally unnecessary, but I did it anyway.
No, that's necessary.
It was really nice. But the colubrids, yeah, I would have probably spent a few $1,000s on colubrids because there was a lot. There was a lot of colubrids. But I did take a lot of business cards. So I could contact some people and be like, hey, you still got that? You still got that thing that you had at the show a couple weeks ago? Because I really like it, and now I have the time and the money. So can you send that to me, please? Thank you.
Yeah, for real. For real, dude.
Bad choices to come.
I really want some of those OKTs from Lee.
Dude, those things are so freaking mint, man.
I'm in love with them. They're so beautiful. Abbott
OKTs. If you don't know what we're talking about when we're talking about Lee Abbott, the Abbott OKT or Abbott's OKT. The other prominent line is the Love Line OKT, Bill and Kathy Love. Both of them are quite impressive in their own right. I think Lee's stuff tends to have a bit more that contrasting black than the Love Line, although they're both still wonderful. But man, those OKTs.
I could just see me having like a couple, 3-foot cages with some branches in them and
mint setups for
really
some
cool OKTs hanging out in there. I'd just be like, man, those are cool. They're like, you spent $300 on a corn snake cage. I'm like, yeah, but look at it, man.
It's cool.
It's freaking cool.
It's cool. Eric, no, I'm not going to take Lenny's basement over.
I mean,
half of it.
I mean,
half of it. He's not ready. Shh. And Amy, it doesn't matter how many credit cards you take away because they're all connected to PayPal. So.
Oh, damn.
I have made it very easy to make poor choices. But hey, but I didn't. Just the carpet python.
Yeah.
Just the carpet python. That's all I'm saying. The bad decisions come later. Oh man. So was there any species of animal at the show that you were like, whoa, I wasn't expecting to see that there? No. Oh.
I always there's actually I lied. There are a couple things. The Brazilian Gallowasps. I was not expecting to see
Mm.
those there. Those are cool. The Engaleophis, the bromeliad boas.
Those
I
are
was not
cool.
expecting to
Yep.
see those there.
Yep.
I mean, I knew that a bunch have been imported recently, so it's not like completely out of left field. But I was not expecting them to see those.
Yeah, it's
not
still
expecting to see
not
those
something you expect to
at the
see in general.
expo. There was a lot of Spilotes there. Jason Hood was there.
Yes.
He had some Spilotes, and Billy Hunt got one of those. So super nice,
Dude, it was so funny talking to Billy towards the beginning of the show, and he was like, "Dude, where's Rob?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's wandering around somewhere. Why?" He's like, "I got this freaking Spilotes from Jason, and I gotta show it to him because I know he's gonna love it." And I was like, "Actually, he's right over there."
super nice. I was so geeked out because he's already got one, and then he just picked up another one, and I'm like, dude, yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
dude. And he had some nice stuff on his table too. It's really
He
nice
did.
stuff.
That he did.
Trying to think of what else that was there that I wasn't really expecting. Dude, some of the turtles that were there were really wild looking.
Yeah.
I don't really know a ton about turtles because I've never really been interested in turtles, but there were some really cool turtles at that show. And then there was a couple big Aldabras, not big, but like
good
bigger
size.
than a basketball size.
Yeah. You know what I was really surprised to see was, which I guess I shouldn't have been, but all the red-eared morphs. Red-eared slider morphs, like the hypos
Oh
and
no,
the
you're talking about red-eared sliders.
Yeah, no, redfoots. No, but those were cool too. The hypo redfoots were really cool. But like the caramel snow red-eared slider and
those are pretty cool.
The caramel albino
I would
stuff.
never own one, but
No, but
cool.
it was cool to see because most of the time you just see the red-eared slider.
Or like
every once in a while the albino or the pastel. This was like there's one table that had like a large assortment of red-eared morphs, and I was like, oh,
that's cool.
That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, so that was kind of interesting. Definitely a lot of turtles.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what there was a fox snake there that was pretty cool. I was like, what a fox
I think I
snake?
missed that.
Why do you care about that? And I'm like, just it's you don't.
It's cool.
See
it's
them.
Unique. Yeah,
you
it's
don't
unique.
See them that often. There was some worm snakes or worm lizard, pipe snakes, something like that. Trace Harden was checking them out over at one of the flipper tables, and man, those are interesting. I was like, I've never seen those in person before. I've seen
that's cool,
dude. People have been coming up with pipe snakes recently, the Southeast Asian pipe snakes, and I was like, I have never seen those in the hobby ever. And then like at our Manchester show, somebody had one, and then there was a couple people who had them at one of the other shows that I went to, and I was like, geez, man, I've never seen those before in the hobby.
Yeah,
but they're pretty cool. So that was interesting.
There's a lot of tokays.
I did not see any tokays. I saw hardly any tokay. I saw a couple captive bred babies, and then I saw the one table that had the morphs. I think it was over by Billy Hunt's table.
I think it was too.
That had a couple towards the end of the show, but not at the beginning of the show.
I forgot what there was like a string of tables that I walked past that like had very obvious sections of tokays that were most likely imported, but still looked pretty nice. There's that Urodactylus gecko.
Ooh,
that was pretty cool.
That was cool, yeah.
I
Agricola or whatever.
Yeah. And it was funny because I was with Ryan Gradney, and he's the one that pointed it out, and I'm like, man, I know this gecko, but I couldn't remember the name, and I was like, Rob's gonna know.
Yeah.
So we grabbed Rob and brought him, and he's like, oh, this is blah, blah, blah. And you said the
common name was like
the common name, and then like the species name Agricola or whatever.
Urodactylus.
Yeah, and then we're like, oh yeah, that's it, because Adam Harris had hatched some out earlier this year or late last year, and we're like, oh man, that's super cool. So that was just kind of like an odd little gecko. There was, let's see, what else was there?
Yeah, there was Agricola, Villardi, and Occidentalis.
Yeah.
I looked it up, people. I'm sorry. I knew that Villardi and Agricola are the other ones. I don't remember the other ones.
There's a lot of animals. It's Rob starts going on the Latin stuff, and I'm like,
I was like, I know
buddy.
exactly what this is. What else is there? There was a lot of Pituophis there. I was surprised to see that. There was some cool northern pines there.
There were a lot of Pituophis, but there's no fucking vertebralis.
No vertebralis.
So sad. Yeah, there were some Jani. What the heck else? There was a lot of splotched Nelsoni Nelson's milk snakes.
Yes, yeah, and the
I
T
was
positive
yeah,
Nelson,
I
the T
was
positive splotch, and then the teenage albino splotch.
yeah, I was really digging those, and a lot of them. So if you're unfamiliar with the morph, it can vary in
It's
expression.
so cool. Pause the episode and go
And
Google
go
it
Google it. Yeah.
because
Um,
splotch, Sinaloan milk snake, they are beautiful.
yeah. So it was really cool to see, and a lot of them were very stripy,
Mm.
which was interesting. So usually the splotched and spotted stuff, it just varies a lot. But I saw many different tables with it, and a lot of them were striped. So that
Mm-hmm.
was interesting. That seemed to be a theme of this year's splotched babies. Matter of fact, we just had some splotched stuff hatch out at Nerd.
Wait, we did? I
We
haven't even
did.
seen them yet.
Yeah, we did. I think we've got like 2 or 3 of them. And
Damn.
there's 2 that are actually quite stripy,
Mhm.
and then there's one that I was kind of geeking out about because it's just dots
Oh, that's cool.
all the way down. And I was kind of staring at that one, and I was like, well,
You don't need it. You
I
don't need it.
I might need it. Oh, someone has come to visit us.
Oh,
Mr. Will
hi.
Nace.
Hi.
Hi, Will.
My face is mic. I know. The mic is covering up my whole face. I know. I don't know how to counter that. Like
Your
this.
face is a mic. Yeah.
Like that. Oh.
It's hard. So Rob, okay, I'm gonna go nerdy, music nerdy, real quick. So Rob is using a Shure SM57 microphone.
I got to talk directly into this microphone.
Yes, and it is an.
Over here, you will not hear it.
You will not hear it. It is an omnidirectional microphone designed for wind instruments such as trumpets, like what I play. It's the same thing. So if you do not talk directly into that microphone, you will not get picked up. I am using a Sennheiser blah 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 because I forgot the model, but it is it picks up more sound.
Yeah, picks up way more sound. So I kind of need my microphone. If I'm going to look at the screen and talk, I need the microphone in front of me.
He needs to eat it.
If I'm going to talk and then not have it in front of me, I can't look at the screen and see what kind of facial expressions I'm making.
Stop being cheap. Invest in some good mic. Why don't you reach out to some of your Patreons and tell them to buy us some mics? How about that, Will? You bastard. Love you, Will. I'm using what I got, man. I'm using what I got. Listen.
Trying to think of what else we did, man. We had such a good time down
there was a
Daytona.
lot, man. It honestly was just great to hang out with so many people. You know, I mean, with everything that's gone on with the COVID and reptile shows just like all over the place. It was just great to be in a spot where, you know, Daytona is still one of the larger expos in the country. So people come out and they come to hang, have a great time. The debauchery is real. Man, it was just awesome, man. I don't even know how else to describe it. It was wonderful. There needs to not be a 6 or 12-year gap in between the next trip.
Oh no, I'm going next year.
So
for
yeah,
sure.
next year is going to happen.
So here's the deal for anyone who's asking about future upcoming shows, because I've had people ask me if I'm going to the Arlington show that's very rapidly approaching. I will not be at this next Arlington show.
Me either.
Next year, I am planning on hitting the Arlington show because I really want to do that. And then I also would like to hit the Pomona show next year.
Yes, super show.
Ideally. And then I will not be hitting Tinley this October. So if you're listening to this concurrently, 2021, I will not be at this current October Tinley. Next year, 2022,
you'll be there.
I should be there.
Word. I think I will be at Tinley in October. It's kind of looking that way. It's still up in the air, but I think that'll happen.
It's probably not going to happen for me.
Yeah. You know, there's like moving and expenses involved, so it all depends on those things,
all that shenanigans.
but yeah, so it was just great to meet and hang out with so many people. There was a bunch of people that I didn't really get to talk to much that I wish I got to talk to more. I wish I got to spend a little bit more time staring at the stuff that Craig Trumbauer had at his table.
Yeah.
Because when I first breezed by, I was like, "Oh, those are cool. Those are cool. Oh, those are cool too."
I was so geeked out. I was like, "Hey, It's nice to see you. You're amazing. And
Yeah, I'm like, you have a cool mustache.
Yeah, shake your hand, let me walk away. Make a fool of myself.
Yeah, it's hard, man, because like it's not often that we meet those people who are just like, holy crap, it's you. And Craig was definitely one of those people. I do have to mention how surprised I was to see Pete Call down in Daytona.
Yeah, that was like pretty quick after I got there, right?
Yeah, it was literally like Friday
after I got there.
evening. Yeah, it was like Friday evening at the hotel. Like I was gonna like wander over. I was talking with Blake Bishop from Delray Exotics, and I was getting ready to walk over to the Herpetoculture podcast gazebo where everybody was hanging. And I just, I see the hotel doors open. So I look over to see if it was anybody that I knew. And it was friggin' Pete Call. And I had no idea that he was going to be there. Like there was no nothing. He was there with a couple of other people that I knew. And I was like, y'all motherfuckers didn't tell me. So, so it was great to see Pete. It's been a little while since I've seen Pete and talked to Pete, so it was great to see him and kind of catch up. And he is very much Pete, and that's why we love him, because it's Pete. There was some fun stuff that happened. He took Lucas's hat and for a walk. That was fun. You had to be there. No, it was cool. It was cool to just see Pete and hang with him. It was very unexpected. But yeah, I mean, it's also. Did you happen to catch anybody as you were walking by them? Be like, oh, that's so and so. They work for Kevin McCurley.
People who said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like off in the distance.
Oh my gosh, Rob from Nerd.
Yeah. I heard plenty of that.
It was my ears, people, because I was wearing a mask like pretty much the whole time. The only time I took my mask off was like when I was specifically talking to people. So I was wearing a mask like pretty much the whole weekend. But I would hear people like, "Oh my gosh, that's Rob from. I think that's Rob from Nerd. I think that's Rob from Nerd." And then I would like turn around and look real quick, and like most of the time they'd be like. Just like turn real quick and like walk away real fast, and I was like, "Damn, they could have just come over and said hi."
Could have just said what's up, man.
Said hi. There was a couple people who like messaged me on Instagram afterwards, and they were like, "I saw you at the expo, but I was too nervous to say hi." And I was like, "Just say hi! Like literally, just come up and say hi. I'm a reptile nerd."
Yeah, it's okay to say hi. Yeah, I was trying to appear happier. Because I used to get told years ago doing shows that people would see me, but they would see me walking around, but I looked very upset.
It was the mustache.
I'm not that far back, Rob, but
but
also
yes.
Not that far back? Okay. But also yes. And they would be like, "You just look so angry," and I didn't want to bother you. And I was like, "No, man, I was just like determined to do something." Yeah,
I was thinking about this project that's going to take 8 years and 47 holdbacks to accomplish.
Or I was just trying to pee.
Yeah.
Trying to make my way to the bathroom. So I was trying to appear more approachable. Mm-hmm. So you want to say hello. But it was just a great time, man.
I can't believe I didn't even mention David Levinson. I love David Levinson.
David Levinson was there.
Yeah.
There's some fun photos.
I'm really bummed that I was not in those photos because I had the best I had the best bathing suit.
I would second that. Oh man.
You know.
If you don't know, you still don't know.
Yeah. I almost posted a picture with like
I was wondering if you were gonna
I don't want to get. I've already got 3 infractions against my Instagram account right now because of
do a fourth
because of memes that I posted. So I really don't want to get banned from Instagram.
Not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. There are pictures. I had a great. Maybe I'll post it on my close friends.
There you go.
I'll cover it with something or zoom in so you can't see.
There you go.
Things.
All right, man. I think that about wraps it up.
Damn, this has already been an hour.
It has already been an hour.
Okay. If there's anyone who we forgot to mention, I'm sorry, man.
Yes, absolutely.
My brain has been scrambled eggs because literally since I got back on
it's been go
Sunday morning, I've been working doubles every night. This is my first couple hours off since I got back on Sunday.
It'd be like that if
It
you're
do
Rob.
be like that though. It do be like that though.
Yeah. So it was great to be at Daytona. It was awesome to meet so many of you guys who support the podcast. We literally can't be
Thank you
doing
so
this
much.
without
We
you.
handed out a bunch of stickers. I handed out a bunch of wristbands. If you got some, tag us. I
Hey,
like seeing that.
absolutely. Um, so just a quick recap. If you missed the beginning, and you're here in the YouTube, there will be plenty more podcasts to come. I don't know if we'll get an episode done for next week because next week is my move week. So it might be
We might we'll talk later, but
okay.
we might just record a couple more in the interim.
Bam.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We'll
Perfect.
figure out a day.
Okay. So hopefully we can get at least another episode up so we don't leave you guys hanging again. Thank you for bearing with us. Certainly we are far from over doing this podcast because there's literally a list
Mm-hmm.
that is many names long of people to talk to, and I'm super excited about doing all of that. So plenty more to come, guys, and yeah, I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, thank you everyone who came out to Daytona, who said hi. We appreciate it. Thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with somebody, please.
Do it.
Share it with one of your friends. Tag them in comments, something like that. Give us video a thumbs up. If you are on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. We'd love to hear what you think of the podcast so far, and
Bam.
we look forward to seeing you next time.
See ya.